Well, Demetrius Andrade has just vacated his WBO belt. Janibek Alimkhanuly, I hope I pronounced that right, is now... Wait, obviously it's not right. Janibek would be if he was Mexican. I'm pretty sure it's Janibek, because it's with a J. Yeah, Janibek. Yeah, Janibek is now the full WBA Middleweight title holder. Demetrius Andrade says that he wants to go have a run at Super Middleweight. Now, this is Demetrius Andrade. This is his career. Pulling out against Jermall Charlo. Pulling out against Janibek Alimkhanuly. Just because he's not being paid enough. But his whole life he's been crying that big fighters don't want to fight him because he doesn't make that much money. This is shameful. This is hypocritical. He had his opportunity to have a big fight. Janibek Alimkhanuly would have cemented his resume, would have probably had people viewing him as number one or number two right behind Gennady Golovkin in the middleweight division. Instead, he chose to vacate his title. And I thought he could beat Janibek. I always said if Janibek can survive the first 5 rounds, he would win. If he survives the first 5 rounds. One of the most aggressive and explosive fighters early, especially very dangerous early, that I've ever seen is Demetrius Andrade. He dropped several opponents early, even though he struggles late. Early, he's a dangerous fighter. That's even against Canelo. Like, look, bro, he has a puncher's chance early against Canelo. Even against a guy with the chin of Canelo, he punches at weird angles. He punches from weird stances. He could probably hurt anybody. But if the fight passes round 5, he'd get broken down against Canelo. Very quickly. That's why I would have always picked Canelo against Demetrius Andrade. I don't think Andrade could keep up at a high level his performance. Especially right now in his 30s. I wasn't seeing that when he was still in his 20s. When he beat Willie Nelson, he was at super middleweight. He fought at a higher level. But ever since 2018, 17, 19, and now I've seen that. His level downgrades. He downgrades throughout the fight. Does not always fight at the best of his capabilities. And I think that has a lot to do with age. He's obviously not in his prime anymore. And I still thought that he could probably get Janibek out of there early. I wouldn't say I was favoring Andrade, but it was a 50-50 fight in my eyes. Because Janibek, we haven't seen his chin. But Janibek, we have seen his offensive arsenal. And the offensive arsenal would have probably took Andrade out if he also does not pace himself well, like I did in the Liam Williams fight. Because Liam Williams got him hurt badly in round 9. If Janibek was the one that got him hurt that bad in round 9, in the hypothetical round 9, he's going out. Andrade will get stopped. This isn't a Gabriel Rosado type fighter. This isn't whoever that Polish guy that he beat. I forgot his name. This isn't that. Janibek is different. I'm not upset. I was upset when the first time I heard the talk about him vacating and he went up to 168, was trying to fight Paul Butler, I think. I forget his name, a British dude. I think his name is Paul Butler. He was trying to fight him. And it's just... Demetrius Andrade does a lot of hypocritical shit, to be frank. Look, I gotta respect the guy. He'd probably whoop my ass if he ever fought. Nah, probably. That's just my ego talking, because I boxed for years. He'd whoop my ass very quickly if he ever fought. But, man, I don't know what to tell you. He's being hypocritical. He's being the thing that he always talks against. Guys refusing to fight him because he's not that big of a money option. I get it, money-wise. You don't want to risk your O against a guy like Janibek. Again, Janibek. Bro, I'm not Mexican. I'm Arab. I got used to like Juan Manuel Marquez, Julio Cesar Chavez, Janibek. I got used to saying Juan and Julio when it comes to boxing. I haven't met Juan or Julio in my life. Even though I've lived my whole life in America, I lived all in Dearborn. And if you if anyone has ever been to Dearborn, it's like Beirut, Baghdad, whatever you want to say. It's a population of 100,000 people, 60 to 70,000 are Arabs. All Arab stars. It's like a little Arab country inside America. So yeah, now let's get back to the point. I fully get why he vacated his title against Janibek. He knows it's a very high-risk situation. and low reward money-wise, but very high reward as well, legacy-wise, career-wise. People will be like, you did beat that guy. You beat the boogeyman. You beat the guy that no one wanted to fight. You beat him. You stopped him. You did well for yourself. Now, I don't know what to say. I don't really know what to say. Demetrius Andrade continues to shoot himself in the foot. And I apologize if I got the UK guy wrong. Paul Williams. No, not Paul Williams. I have no idea what his name is. I know who he is. I know how he looks. Tall white guy. I know how he looks. Good-looking guy, blonde guy, muscular. I know how he looks, but his name slips my mind. Let me just go to boxer real quick so I can be semi-professional. Super middleweight. Zach Parker. What did I say? I say Paul Butler, Zach Parker. They rhyme. Yeah, Zach Parker. He's an undefeated fighter. Shouldn't be undefeated, but he's undefeated. Super middleweight. Boxer ranks him at 19. Yeah, I guess that's fair. So what's next for Demetrius Andrade? I have no idea. Let me know in the comment section below. Who is he going to fight at super middleweight? He's not with DAZN anymore. He's not getting a shot at Canelo. What is he going to do? I don't get it. Where is he going? He's not with DAZN anymore. PBC have zero options at super middleweight unless he wants to fight David Benavidez, get knocked out by David Benavidez, same shit. Because let me tell you this right now, that quick start from you against David Benavidez is not going to work because David Benavidez is 6'2" with a 76, 77-inch reach. He fights. He knows how to get out of the way. A lot of people, I don't know why, they have told themselves, they have convinced themselves that David Benavidez has zero defense. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't have zero defense. He does have defense. He knows how to get out of the way. He's very Vitaly Klitschko-esque, where he's on the front for assault, but would take a step back, would keep his jab in your face and take a step back, push you back. He's very Vitaly Klitschko-esque. I've always viewed him that way, as a super middleweight version of Vitaly Klitschko. Obviously, I think he punches faster than Klitschko, but he's not as strong as Klitschko. But I've always seen the similarities. I've always seen him. He's more explosive, but not as strong. That's the only difference, in my opinion, between their styles. They're both very tall, very big for their weight classes. And for the longest time, if you guys have been watching this boxing channel for the longest time, I've said Canelo Alvarez loses to the 3 Bs. The 3 Bs are Better BF, Bivol, Benavidez. I'm already right on one. I expect to be right on all 3. He loses to all 3 of them, in my opinion. And that's why he has no interest in fighting Benavidez or Better BF. Because in my opinion, and I think my opinion would be validated if he does fight them, he gets stopped. Anywhere between rounds 8 and 10. He gets stopped in that area. Now, Demetrius Andrade versus David Benavidez, I can see Andrade getting out of there around 5 round 6. He's out of there. Now, maybe Demetrius Andrade can fight Danny Jacobs if he's willing to pay out of his money, if he's willing to go promote himself. Open up Boo Boo Promotions. It's called Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Open up Boo Boo Promotions. Give Danny Jacobs $5 million. Take a loss. If you knock out Jacobs, put on free TV. Try to talk to ABC, to CBS, to all that. Be like, I'll pay you $1 million for production. Give me my fight. I'll buy airtime. Put my fight on prime television. You got to invest in yourself. If you're looking for money, put money. Maybe you get 4 million eyes. Maybe you get 5 million eyes if it's on ABC. Think out the box. Fight Danny Jacobs. You could probably knock him out very quickly. Danny Jacobs. He's a shell of himself. Do that with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Go Mexico City. Go on Azteca TV or anything. And call out Canelo on both primetime American television, primetime Mexican television. Do that. You could probably be doing something for yourself. Now, I don't have the money. If I was a promoter, I'd be thinking outside the box here in the United States of America. I'd make it very WWE-esque. Get the casual fan base in. I'd make it very WWE-esque, but obviously I don't have the money to become a promoter. I barely have money to pay my mortgages and bills. But think out the box. Invest from your own money. Do something. Do anything. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. How these fighters think. Why does he think that at super middleweight he's going to have better options? The only thing he can do is what I just said. Open your promotion company. Buy airtime. Fight Danny Jacobs in America. Fight Chavez Jr. in Mexico. Chavez Jr. is not getting any payday. So if you give him $1 million, he'd fight you. Jacobs would probably be a bit more costly. Maybe anywhere between $3 to $5 million. Buy airtime, beat them up, call out Canelo both times. Maybe you can get a fight. And I think you can stop both Chavez and Jacobs very quickly. Very quickly. Not Jacobs in his prime would have been a dangerous fighter. I think Jacobs in his prime beats Andrade. But Jacobs right now is a shell of himself. And I don't even think Andrade has to go for him early. Jacobs has been tiring, and his performance levels have been dropping at a much higher pace than Andrade. I think if Andrade just does not give up too much energy, does not punch himself out early, I think he can knock out Jacobs very easily, like round 7, round 8, round 9. If Andrade gets Jacobs in the same scenario where Ryder got Jacobs, Jacobs is not making it out of the fight. Chavez Jr., he'd quit in 2 or 3 rounds. And then you go out there, if you bummer Chavez Jr., he'd probably take any in 1 round. What does Chavez Jr. have that can trouble Andrade? Look, you see how I'm speaking about Andrade? I'm expecting him to knock out former middleweight champions and Daniel Jacobs and Chavez Jr. in a round. Or whenever he wants to. He's a high-level fighter. He just does not know how to manage his career. Very boring, very awkward. The other day he made a video calling out Janibek Jr. That was the most awkward video I've ever seen. But hey, that's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, enjoy the video. And to any multi-billionaires, you guys just saw me. I like to think outside the box. I can make a lot of money if you guys trust me with your money. Sadiq Boxing out.